live on the air. I'm Richard Saile.
This is wild.
Hello, welcome to Lounge Time, everybody. I am your host, Rich Saile, and today we have a lot to get into on a loaded Week 5 conclusion to the NFL. Two major powerhouses in college football went down on Saturday. And yes, I am on the greatest stretch of my sports fandom in a very long time. And I have waited for something like this to happen. Superman came to save the day. Yes, this is my pretend cape. I don't care. We have the Mahomes pack. Because they just lost to the Jaguars in Jacksonville. The Chiefs collapse. Yeah, we smoking this Mahomes pack. We got this, bro. But I can't do it right now. But we're going to save it for later. We got a lot to get into today. But we have a loaded topics to go through today that we have a lot happen. All right, but let's start off with, this is tough because I want to talk about my Patriots first, but you know what? The Chiefs getting upset? Nah, we smoking from the whole pack. We talk about you bandwagons first, because I got no patience. No. So. Can't actually light it and we're going to be delayed, but I'm not going to do it. You get the point. You bandwagon choked a 14-0 lead. And all I heard the last 2 weeks was, our offensive worthy is fixed. We're so back. You beat the Ravens and you beat the Giants. Yeah, you're so back by beating a combined 2-8. Through their first 5 games. Yeah, you're so back. In the great words of Lee Corso, not so fast yet. Not so fast. In the words of Lee Corso, you're not quite back yet. Because if you were quite back, you would not have blown a 14-0 lead. And you would not have choked with that many penalties. I mean, damn. I was like, wait, they're punking us. This is going to be another comeback. There's a reason that they're a Monday night game. The whole world wants to watch Mahomes win. He doesn't lose. No, except today he lost. And guess what, guys? I mean, listen, I said that I'm not expecting the Jaguars to win. They won. I was not expecting the Patriots to win last night. They won. I'm 2 for 2. With picking games that I am not expecting them to win. I mean, this is the greatest stretch ever for me in a while. Outside of the Super Bowl wins, that's about it. But I'm saying that's a single event. I'm talking about Patriots winning, Chiefs bandwagons losing. I mean, the Yankees are about to get swept by the Blue Jays. I'm not a baseball fan really much, but I hate the Yankees because they drive me fucking nuts thinking they're above everybody. Back to football. You had a 14-0 lead, Chiefs bandwagons. And you know what the game-altering play was? Devin Lloyd, who's been playing out of his mind lately, should be a first-team All-Pro if he keeps this pace up. He had a pick 6, 99 yards on Mahomes. So you pulled a Russell Wilson. And I'm going to do the Reggie Miller. Gagged the game. He gagged the game. That's why we smoking the Mahomes back tonight. Yeah. I mean, let's go through the numbers, shall we? Let's go through the numbers. Okay? 29 of 41 for 318, a touchdown and a pick. Yeah, the yards are nice, but you only scored once. You only scored once. Well, twice because you have the rushing touchdown, which, whatever. Okay, so really twice. But yet, you still have him doing the heavy bulk of the running game, which everybody kept trying to tell me, well, that's not sustainable, that's not supposed to happen. Yet, it's still working effectively. Pacheco and Hunt were in the backfield. What do you mean it's not working? I mean, you almost beat the Jaguars. Oh, wait. Almost don't count unless you play horseshoe. I have waited for this. Now, Rich, you're like, this is week 5 against Jacksonville. Do you not remember the time you threw the trash bags at them in week 7 when they lost 27-3 to the Titans in 21? Do you remember when you wrote them off after they lost to the Bills in week 14 of 2023, and that did not go well for you? What makes you think these are all going to go well for you? I'm not worried about that right now. I'm worried about living in the moment. I'm worried about having the best dang stretch right now. Don't put me down like this. I got to keep the cape on because we're keeping it on for the next topic too. I have waited a long time to see things go my way. Okay? The Giants losing to the Saints. Now, I have 2 dudes that are friends of the show. We've had them on both last year. Different episodes. I'm talking to one of them a lot, off camera. We text during the week. He asks me about, offensive line prospects, and I gave him a list because I have certain prospects I keep an eye on for my team, but I don't worry about that unless I know I'm out. And he's trying to look ahead to the future, which that's that. I know I'm off topic, but I have waited a long time to see things go my way. And to see the Chiefs bandwagons lose, to see my Patriots win, and the Yankees on the verge of getting swept, brings an endless smile to my face. I mean, my cheeks are almost blushing. This is how great this is. I don't care if I'm a national meme. You can make fun of the cape and the shirt. I don't care. You know what, too? I'm going to save it for next subject because that's more about the Patriots. You guys keep telling me, Chiefs bandwagons, that Mahomes, he can't do it all. I mean, he can't be the leading rusher for us to win. Whoa. You told me that Xavier Worthy being back fixed everything. I guess it didn't fix everything because your fucking defense couldn't stop the Jaguars. I mean, did that fix the defense? It did not fix your running game because Pacheco and Kareem Hunt did jack shit. So, I guess it didn't fix that. So, I guess all problems aren't fixed. You see, guys, this is why they're so delusional. They beat up on the bottom feeders, the Ravens and the Giants, and act like, oh yeah, we're so back, man. No, you're not. No, there's a team that's back that actually beat a real team. And we go get to them in a little bit. Tyquan Thornton. I really wish he did this for me last week in my parlay. 3 catches, 90 yards. Kelsey had a score. That offensive line, they gave up no sacks. Oh, but the offensive line is so bad, Rich. I mean, it's going to take time for them to jump. So, let's put everything out in front. You claim that Mahomes can't do it all, and people legit feel bad for him. Yet the dude threw over 300 yards, scored twice, led his team in rushing. Tyquan Thornton nearly had 100 yards. The offensive line gives up 0 sacks. And they still lose the game? What? They what? They lost the game? They lost the game. I mean, Chiefs bandwagons, I genuinely want you to tell me your latest of dumb excuses now at the forefront. You got none. I don't want to hear Mahomes can't do it all by himself, Rich. He's literally lifting this entire team on his back. Kelsey scored. Kareem Hunt scored. He threw the pick at the 1-yard line. And that went 14 points the other way against you. So, no, you can't use that excuse. Your offensive line gave up no sacks. Seems fine to me. Your defense gave up 24 points in realistically. Good enough to win you the game. Just not this one, though. You bandwagons got no more excuses anymore. They ran out. I got yous. You have no more excuses because this man swung the game with his pick six. The Jaguars ran it back. And your defense, it got to Trevor Lawrence 3 times, and Trent McDuffie had a pick that they ended up turning into a touchdown. Yeah, I get it. But here's the kick in the ass. Or the kick in the nuts, let's go with, okay? Trevor Lawrence accounted for 3 total touchdowns. 1 through the air, 2 on the ground. 54 yards rushing on the ground. 221 yards passing. I don't see people getting on Trevor Lawrence about, oh, well, he can't do it by himself, Rich. I don't hear that from Jags fans. I don't. Because Travis Etienne's going off, which is nice. But this game, I don't hear people complaining about how much Trevor Lawrence had to do. Oh, but they won the game, Rich. Yeah, but the same shit that the Jacksonville Jaguars had happen to them. They won. You lost. So cut the excuses. I can't wait for who you guys play next. Even though you might get a break because their top 2 defensive backs are out. So, yet again, the excuses are out. I don't want to hear no more excuses, Chiefs bandwagons. You lost. Your quarterback threw a fucking game pick 6 that flipped the game. And you lost basically as a game-changing play. That was one of them. Yet no one will criticize him because he's the guy who can do no wrong. Oh, no. We're not going to pull this. That pick 6 flipped the entire game. Because you were up 14-0, and then Jacksonville scored 31-14 the rest of the way. At one point, it was 21 unanswered. Don't give me the excuses because you've ran out. Brian Thomas made a big catch. Parker Washington scored. Okay? The Jaguars' offensive line struggled. 3 sacks allowed. Yet they still beat you. They still beat you at the end of the day. And again, you could say to me, well, Rich, the penalties, we committed so many penalties. Harrison Butker kicked the ball out of bounds. Oh, no. You're not going to pull this. You know why? Because if we used it against you, you guys get mad and say, oh, well, see, everybody's complaining about this when it happens, when the Chiefs win, but when they lose, everybody wants to quickly forget about how it happens to us. No, because guess what? The breaks are running out. You were 11-0 in 1-score games last year. Yoham found that out from Colin Coward. Shout out to Yoham, okay? And he's going to get on the show, bandwagons. He wants to roast you. But I'm like, we're going to work it out. He'll be here soon. We just got off the phone. Because you damn straight we were talking about this game. So, the Chiefs go 5 of 9 on third down. So does Jacksonville. You guys want to complain about penalties? I mean, a lot of them, you guys kind of did do some dumb shit. Let's be real. I mean, you guys lost the turnover margin. No, you won it actually. 2-1 Jacksonville. You still lost the game. Excuses have ran out for the Chiefs bandwagons. And I'm sorry. Get him out. Meanwhile, there's my home pack going to be nice today. Yep. That Mahomes pack's going to be nice after I'm done recording this. Now, you bandwagons, let me tell you right now. Did you know that you guys have a worse record than The New England Patriots with sophomore quarterback Drake May and not even a rookie head coach, a first-year head coach with the Patriots, Mike Vrabel. Like, you guys were in the championship game for 7 straight years and went to 3 straight Super Bowls. The Kansas City Chiefs have a worse record than the New England Patriots at this very moment. Never a doubt, right, Nick? Right? I waited so long. Now, we go get to our next game. Because the New England Patriots, as you can tell by my shirt, Superman came to save the day. He went into Buffalo and beat Josh Allen and the undefeated Bills, and they got a huge road win. Now, this is the moment I have waited a long time since the Brady era dynasty ended. You know, you Chief Bandwagons got so insufferable, and I had to stomach 2 years of you winning the Taylor Swift bullshit. Tyreek Hill saying, we're going to win 7 rings. Chris Jones saying they're going to win 5 or whatever. Well, I had to go through some rough years. The 2 worst years this team had, 4-13 seasons. 2 years ago with Bill Belichick, last year with Gerard Mayo. I was in college both of those years finishing my education. I'm done now. And now guess what? The sun has broken through the clouds. The Patriots have a better record than the Kansas City Chiefs. The New England Patriots have a better record than the Kansas City Chiefs. It has been a long time. Now, Bandwagons, in the words of Skip Bayless, it's my turn to be delusional and insufferable now. Now it's my turn. This is the biggest win this franchise has had since Tom Brady departed New England for Tampa Bay. This is easily the best win of the decade. And not only did they beat the Bills in Buffalo, we actually won the turnover margin. They turned it over 3 times. We turned it over once. So, this team that won 8 games in the last 2 years combined, 8 games, is 1 more win away from matching their win total from each of the last 2 seasons. Not only that, let me tell you guys something on the side. There was some odds early in the week that a couple days ago, Drake May 75-1 to win league MVP. And I was like, you know what? Fuck it. Why not? Just in case, just why not? Just why not? So I threw $1 on it. And I'm in my head, and I'm not predicting that we're going to win. I told you guys on Thursday, I'm expecting us to lose. So, I watched the game. We played an ugly first half. Yet we still had to lead it into the locker room, 6-3. Then second half, they pick off Josh Allen goes right down the field. I'm like, oh, fuck. You got to be ready to respond to punch. Well, Buffalo responds. We go down. We score. Stephon Diggs. I don't know if things must be going really well with Cardi B. Because that man's been playing great the last 2 games. I don't know what it is, but keep playing great, Stephon Diggs. Keep playing great, because that man is, you know. Oh, and you know what I saw? And I hate Ryan Clark for ESPN because he fucking, you know, said some shit last couple weeks to Peter Schrager. He apologized for it. Still don't like him. He said, if the New England Patriots have Cardi B, then the Buffalo Bills are Nicki Minaj or some quote like that. I don't care about that right now. No. But you know what? I guess we have our Taylor Swift Chiefs bandwagons because Stephon Diggs apparently is playing great football these last 2 weeks, and I don't know what's going on with him and Cardi B. I hope things are good because he's playing great for us right now. Not only does he look like he's our number one slot receiver, and he should be, he looks like he's still got a number one receiver in him for a couple years. He played fucking great last night. He did. Okay? He made some great plays yesterday. We get Josh Allen picked off. Marcus Jones, another first-team All-Pro. He might be the returner, first-team All-Pro. For the punt return, kick return, you get what I'm saying. That dude's going to be first-team All-Pro, it looks like. And I know it's 5 games. A lot can happen. He's looking like he's going to be on pace. Devin Lloyd, Marcus Jones, 2 first-team All-Pro candidates. Right now, week 5. Rich Saile said it. October 6th. We pick Josh Allen off. Marcus Jones. The very next series, we go right down and we score Mondre. After he fumbled the first drive on offense. That man scored twice. And I give credit to Vrabel for keeping him in the game, even though I would have probably benched him. But credit to Vrabel there. Buffalo scores 10 unanswered because we commit some dumb penalties. Joshua Farmer, I don't know what the hell you're doing with the late hit. Vidarian Lowe, what the fuck you doing in the game jumping early? It was like a fraction of a second he flinched late. But they tied the game. And I'm saying, all right, kid, we drafted you third overall last year. Let's see if you can make some big-time throws because you can do a whole lot if you can. He makes a throw while he's nearly getting sacked to Stephon Diggs, and that dude should have been tackled for about 2-3 yards. What does Stephon Diggs do? He catches it, runs up the sideline, gets the first down. Then that throw to Kayshon Boutte, cover 2. Couldn't have put that ball any better, Drake Bay. We go right down, puts the ball in the rookie kicker's hands. Similar to Miami, except this is bigger stakes. On the road in Buffalo. And he nails a 52-yarder. Dead on the money. Straight on. And the New England Patriots have won back-to-back games for the first time since 2022. And they're 3-2. And they're a game back of the Buffalo Bills. So the 72 Dolphins should be thanking us. Again, even though I hate the Dolphins in my division because they always beat us. But for this instance, you should be thanking us, 72 Dolphins, for keeping your undefeated streak alive. Okay? I need this cape on, okay? So you're like, Rich, but you don't sound insufferable. Oh, no, not yet. But it's getting there. So you know what? So, I mean, I made fun of the Chiefs bandwagon saying that they're back, right? Well, you know what? I don't care if I'm a national meme. I'm out here going to say it after week 5, and I know it's premature and early to say this. But you know what? I don't get moments like these anymore, so I'm going to say it anyway. New England, stand up! New England, stand up! Yeah! And then guess what? We're back, baby! We're back, baby! Superman came to save the day. Yeah, Kansas City, what? Buffalo, what? LA Chargers, what? I know Denver had a nice win with Bo Nix. We're getting there in a little bit. All right, that's a big win. Eagles were another unbeaten team. That lost. That was good. I mean, but they got, they're going to be all right. They're actually a sleepy good team. Jaguars, Colts, 4-1. I know Jaguars beat Kansas City, but I'm not really, they're good, but if I'm seeing it wide open, anything's possible. Anything's possible. The Colts, I know they're playing good. Jonathan Taylor, Daniel Jones. I know. They're playing good ball. But I still feel like Daniel Jones is going to turn back into the Daniel Jones we all know. Okay, now, Aaron Rodgers, the Steelers. The North's all banged up. The Ravens can't stop a cold on defense. The Bengals are going downhill faster than somebody riding King Dakar in the old Six Flags. Okay, the Cleveland Browns can't figure out the quarterback. So the Steelers should win that AFC North by default. No excuses, Joey. I love you, my dude, but it's true, okay? So I look at this and say, could we actually be a contender in the AFC at the moment? Could we? Could we be a contender in the AFC? This team, I said, was projected to win 8 or 9 games. I still think that's actually on the table. But I also said this. I see a path to 10-7 and a wild card spot. And then after that, it's fair game for me. But you know what I'm seeing? The Bills still do what the Bills always do. They look down on competition. And what did I say on this very show on Thursday. The only hopes that I had, they didn't blow out the Saints, and they didn't blow out Miami. They didn't blow out anybody that they should have blown out. And they've been in basically all close games. And we've always beaten Buffalo when we've least expected it. And this was the game. This was the game. So, I mean, I got a friend's brother of mine that watches the Cardinals. That dude plays more fucking Marvel Rivals. He don't watch real Cardinals games. He's a fake fan. I called this ass after they lost to the Titans. And I said, are you sure Kyler Murray's better than Drake May? Because I know this. I'll take Drake May over Kyler Murray any day of the week. Any day of the week. And then I got my two friends that are Giants fans. I had them both on. I'm not going to name drop them. But, I mean, you know what? This is the first time I can say this. I mean, Jackson Dart, he's a Star Wars guy. That's what I like, okay? I don't care if I'm a movie or whatever, okay? I like him. But Drake May's better than him right now. And then I want to say this. They gloated about Daniel Jones and he was so good in 2022 that they finally found their guy. Daniel Jones never once did that in Philly or in Dallas, right? He could never beat those teams. So that in my book, it means Drake May is better than Daniel Jones, even though he's playing good with the Colts right now. I'm saying better than Daniel Jones was with the Giants at the moment. So I say we are back. Yes, we are. Yes, we are back. Yes, we are. So that kid went 13-14 for, I believe it was 189 yards in the second half alone. I mean, this kid made big throws when he did. I mean, that sounds like a guy right now that is ascending. This is not only a statement win, this is a signature road win. Now, my cousin and I, we were texting earlier this morning. He's like, well, top 10 quarterbacks are reach. In truth, yes, but he's on his way. He's on his way. Now, I mean, I'm going to say this. I mean, obviously, he's not on the level of Mahomes, Allen, Burrow, and Lamar. If all of them stay healthy, he's not there. I wouldn't even put him past Jalen Hurts or Jay Daniels because I've seen what both of those guys can do in the playoffs. However, Justin Herbert, I don't know. I don't know about Justin Herbert because there's always seems to be questions with you come playoff time. Dak Prescott can't beat elite teams. I mean, Drake May just beat them in Buffalo Sunday. Dak Prescott can't beat an elite team in the playoffs. I mean, it's possible he could be better than Justin Herbert. It's possible he could be better than Dak Prescott. And then Jordan Love, he's good, but I could see us being better. I could see Drake May being better than him. Baker Mayfield, he's doing really good. Probably not right now. He does have wins against the Eagles from 2 years ago. And then I know last year he lost to Jaden Daniels on a last-second field goal. Not his fault by any means. So I'm not going to say May's better than Baker Mayfield. Stafford, I mean, the man's got a Super Bowl. I can't say him either. But I'll say this to you. He better than a lot of guys that are in that bottom half. He is. I mean, I got questions about Justin Herbert and Dak Prescott still. Jordan Love, I don't know. I don't know about that. I know Rodgers is old and stuff, right? The dude can still, make a game-winning drive when he has to. Okay, C.J. Stroud, I like. But they didn't look good up until Sunday with the Ravens. But the Ravens make everybody good. All right, and I like C.J. Stroud. I do. Okay? So I look at this and say, is it possible? It's on the table. It's on the table. See, now this is the difference between me and Chiefs bandwagons. I'm not quick to be like, oh, we're going to go to the Super Bowl again. We're going to win it all. And I'm not like delusional Dallas Cowboy fans. And that's no pun intended to my uncles and my cousins, okay? They're not delusional Cowboy fans, okay? But there's some that are like, we're going to the Super Bowl, right? We're going to win the Super Bowl, right? I'm not that. But I'm going to say this. I did say there's a path to 10-7. This was a game I expected us to lose. and we won in Buffalo. But I outlined 2 points I said that would give us a shot, and that's what happened. So I look at the AFC, and I'm saying the Bills may have the best record right now, but we just beat Buffalo. So what does that make us? Are we a contending team in the AFC? And I will say this. I do think they're going to have to get an edge rusher, which I think they're going to have the cap space to do. Are they going to get Trey Hendrickson from Cincinnati? I'm going to say at the moment, no, but I hope they can make a move for an edge rusher because they need it. Josh Allen had way too much time to throw the ball in that game. But I'll say this. Chiefs bandwagons, guess what? My New England Patriots have a better record than your sorry-ass fucking Chiefs. So, you know what? I'm going to enjoy that. And Superman came to save the day. I am not worried about it. I think, you know what? I'm going to tell you straight to your face, Chiefs bandwagons. I'm not scared of you guys. The only time you guys will probably win is if you get some bad call, if you get some call that goes your way, or we play god awful. But you know what? I'm not scared of you. And the Bills, yeah, when they play their A game, I'm worried. But I'm not scared of the Chiefs. I'm not scared of y'all. Okay? The Ravens can't stop a cold. I think we have an outside shot if we make some moves at the trade deadline, which I think there's going to be a lot of teams actively going in the trade deadline. I think that y'all going to be in. Yeah. We going to be possibly a playoff team. I'm leaning that we are. And I said there's a path. I still think we are. But I think there's an outside shot if things gel right. Could we be this year's Washington Commanders? It's likely. It's likely. I'm not saying it's going to happen, but I said it's likely. Long season ago. But I'm not delusional like Chiefs bandwagons are and stuff. But I have waited a long time to be insufferable. I have. This is the biggest win this franchise has had since Tom Brady departed. We have almost matched our win total from the last 2 seasons. Mike Vrabel, this is big. I mean, this is bringing back the old Patriot vibes that I'm happy as hell about, okay? Now, if I'm the Bills, I'm not worried. I'm not worried because the Bills will be fine, but they got it. This is a problem Sean McDermott just keeps doing. They look down on competition. And Josh Allen nailed it best, and he took ownership, which, again, I have nothing against Josh Allen at all. I actually like him. Okay? But he turned it over 3 times, and he said it's very hard to win a game when you turn it over 3 times. He nailed it right on the head. I got to take this cape off now because now I think we're going to move on. But you know what? I'm going to say this. KC, what? Chargers, what? Yeah, we coming now. We coming, Buffalo, for the division. We a game back. New England's coming, baby. We on our way. Yeah. KC, what? Ravens, what? Steelers, what? We coming, baby. Yeah. Now, Denver at Philadelphia. I watched this game. This was actually the best 1 o'clock game that caught my eye. I thought early on Philly was going to win this game because their defense was playing great. Bo Nix could not get the ball moving downfield. They couldn't run the football well. Then all of a sudden, the switch flipped. Where they had a drive that was nice. They got it, going in the 4th. Where they were able to kind of get some momentum. And then, I'll tell you what. Sean Payton going for 2 in that moment. He's not scared. They got it. That was huge. Because Bo Nix made some throws where, he had to do it more than just his 5-yard checkdowns and stuff, which he did. And that's against a good Eagles defense. See, somebody else had a chance to do that against the Eagles, and he gagged that up. He went in Philly and beat him. 18 points in the 4th. 18-0. That Denver defense, once they settled, once they were down 17-3, I was a little worried, right? They had some flags, Brown and Surtain. That was a great one-on-one matchup, okay? They really held Barkley in check because the Eagles, I'll get to them in a minute. They kind of, they gave up some big plays, but again, you're going to give them up every here and there, but that Denver defense is going to be all right. They got to Hurts a little bit, okay? Their running game, Dobbins scored. Okay, that was huge. I mean, Sean Payton never went away from it, right? And Sutton, Franklin, Ingram had the shovel pass touchdown, right? That defense. Nick Bonito, who I've heard a lot of good things of, he's pretty damn good. They got 6 sacks on the Eagles' offensive line, who's supposed to be a damn good offensive line. 6 sacks. And they held them to 17. They're going to be good. They're going to be good. That defense is legit. The question for me is, can Bo Nix have a game like he had on Sunday and elevate? And I think he's got a good shot at that happening. He does. The Eagles, let's go to them real quickly. You have an identity crisis. What exactly are you this year? Because Saquon Barkley, 6 carries for 30 yards. You can't run the ball. You're throwing with Jalen Hurts. And Devontae and A.J. Brown, A.J. Brown had 5 for 43, but Devontae had 8 for 114. Goddard scored, and Barkley caught the touchdown on the wheel route. What are you guys? You can't protect Hurts. You have too many drives that just stall. And people want to fire Kevin Patullo after 5 games. Guys, the only team that seems to be working right with a new coordinator at this very moment are the Detroit Lions. You guys had a new offensive coordinator 2 years ago with Brian Johnson, and you wanted to quickly fire him out the door. So Kevin Patullo's your new scapegoat now? Guys, I know their offense is bad, but shit, it takes him time to fucking figure out what Jalen Hurts likes and stuff like that. But damn, Denver's no slouch. They're a good team. This team could be arguably 5-0. This was a big win for Sean Payton's group because now they've got a big win. They're confident. Their defense has got their confidence back. Bo Nix showed in a game when it's tough, he can make some throws when he has to. And that's a good sign for a second-year quarterback like Drake May does, Jaden Daniels. So far, these guys in their second year are doing much better. Much better. Jalen Hurts, I think he's going to be fine. Don't look to fire Patullo already. I know the man is his first-year OC, but let him figure this out. But you got to figure out what the fuck you're going to be. Because you can't run the ball. You can't protect Jalen Hurts. That's a problem already. That defense did everything possible to keep you in the game. Your offense just stalled. Now, people are going to say, well, they got hosed on a penalty ridge with Zach Bond. I thought so initially, and then I watched it again, and I was like, no, that's a good call. Because he does, because, they're going to call it. But again, I got some people in college that are Eagles fans that are not happy with what I'm saying. I'm not worried about it, though. I'm sorry. I got to call it what it is. But again, I just think the Eagles, they can't create turnovers. I think, in theory, this was the biggest win for Denver this season. They needed a big signature road win, which they got. And then, when I look at the Eagles, you got to find out what you are. And it takes some games to do, so I don't think there's some serious panic. I will say this, though. It's got to be soon. Because you're too talented of a team to not figure this stuff out. And I think that defense is legit. They'll be good. That offense worries me. I do think if they can find out what they are, this is a sneaky, dangerous team in the second half of the year. All right? Now, the NFC, there's a lot of teams. I'm going to go to the Niners-Rams actually on Thursday because I want to point out something that I mentioned on last Monday's show, which was that I was mad at Matt LaFleur for playing for a tie. Sean McVay, down 3, in field goal range, went for it on 4th and 1. And they got stopped by the Niners, who now are 3-0 with Mac Jones as a starting quarterback for them in Purdy's absence. That's big because I look at that and I say, Shanahan can fix these quarterbacks. His scheme, I don't want to say is next level because if it's next level, then he should have some Super Bowls on top of it. But it's impressive what he's able to do, to scheme up ways to be quarterback friendly in his offense. Mac Jones looks like the quarterback that everybody thought he would be at Alabama. He fits perfectly with what Kyle Shanahan does. Now, the Niners, one are probably going to say, do they have a quarterback problem between Purdy and Jones? I would say it's the good problem. You got Mac Jones at a cheap discount to be a backup. He's done his job, win his games, right? But this kid, dare I say, there are times where I watch and I'm like, I think he looks better than Purdy. And they just gave Brock a shit ton of money. And I know they had to. But Mac Jones looks better than Purdy at times. Now, my cousin, I'm name dropping him. He told me that Mac Jones sucks. Well, you see what he looks like now with a quarterback that is in a scheme that actually wants to help him, with a coach that actually knows how to call a game and improve his weaknesses and strengthen his strengths. Because it's a big difference when you go from Josh McDaniels, who's a good offensive play caller, to Matt Patricia and Joe Judge, who had no business calling offense. Bill O'Brien tried to fix it. That failed. Bill Belichick would never give that kid an offensive line, receivers, nothing. Shanahan gets him some guys that are good role-playing backups. And they go beat the Rams in LA. Kendrick Bourne, who was in New England, looked good Thursday night. Niners were out three of their top receivers. And they win in LA. Kittle's still banged up. CMC's, injury prone as is. Trent Williams is old, but again, you got to worry about injuries with him. They still won. So, this is my point. See Mac Jones looking better with a coach that actually believes in him and that actually wants to help him succeed and win football games? Because I guess I'm right on this. Bill Belichick ruined Mac Jones. I'm an honest New England fan. I'm not delusional Chiefs bandwagons. I'm not delusional, Cowboy fans that say they're going to go to the Super Bowl every year. I'm not that. We ruined Mac Jones. I said it years ago. And he looks good in San Francisco. I root for the kid. I'm glad he's doing well. But good for him that he's doing well. This was a big win for the Niners. With all these injuries, these guys find a way to win. And that's something that, John Harbaugh has not done with the Ravens. To the Rams. Kyron Williams fumbled at the 1. He pulled a Ramondre Stevenson early in the year. It sucks. He's a good running back, really good running back. He'll figure it out. Puka, that dude might be having a record-setting season. Add maybe another All-Pro to that if he doesn't get hurt. So 3 right now. Stafford played pretty good. Really good, actually. The defense of the Rams concerns me. The fact that you could not generate turnovers on Mac Jones is a bad sign. The Eagles scored 19 unanswered on you. Or I wouldn't say 19 unanswered. 26 2 weeks ago. That's a red flag. Now this, where you can't get a stop on Mac Jones. I'd be concerned about their defense. I still think this team is an NFC contender. I'm not going to rule them out because I know the ability of Sean McVay in the postseason. That man can turn it on and things can click. I'm not ruling out Sean McVay in this team, but I would be concerned about what I'm seeing from the defense because the Eagles, looking at how struggling they are on offense, you let them off the hook. The Niners, the fact you couldn't generate a takeaway at Mac Jones and company and give your offense a short field, that's a concern for me. Now, I'm not going to blame Sean McVay for going for it on 4th and 1 in overtime to go for the win because he went for the win. He went for the win and he didn't play for the tie. He played for the win. And that is the sign of, I'm fine with that. I don't hate that decision. I would not have hated Matt LaFleur if he went in for the win against Dallas. I would not have hated it. I hate when coaches play for ties. I love that Sean McVay went for it on 4th and 1 and he didn't get it. Tip your cap to the Niners defense. They played awesome Thursday. But it didn't happen. Kyron fumbled on the 1 yard line. They had other opportunities to do it. But I think that I don't blame him at all one bit for going for it on 4th and 1. He trusted his offense and they just couldn't block. But again, the Niners defense made a key stop and they won the game on that. So, two things can be true. The Niners got a big road win, and this is a huge win for Shanahan and the Niners. And the Rams, their defense is suspect and they have to figure out what the hell is wrong with it. But I do like the decision Sean McVay went for it on 4th and 1 and instead of not playing for the tie. I love it. I love it. Let's go over a few other little things. I'm not going to go over Titans, Cardinals, or what was the other game I was just playing? I'm not going to go over Texans, Ravens because that's a blowout. Vikings, Browns, no. Okay, I'm going to briefly touch on Bucs, Seahawks. Tampa, Baker Mayfield right now is playing great football. You go into Seattle and you win that game. That's huge. Down by 7, final 10 points of the game, that's huge. 29 of 33 for 379 and 2 scores. That's impressive. Emeka Buka, that dude, he's going to win Offensive Rookie of the Year, I believe, if he stays healthy. Because what he's doing, imagine when Godwin gets back to full strength. Mike Evans gets back to full strength. This team could score. They got weapons galore. Rachaad White is decent running the football. Okay. Their offensive line, Tristan Wirfs comes back. This is a sneaky, quiet 4-1. This was a good road win against a good Seahawks defense. And you hung 38 on them. Tampa, underratedly good. And the only loss was last week to the Eagles, which they had the Eagles number before last week. They're going to be okay. Just, they got to get healthy. But they are a quiet 4-1 that's a pretty damn good team. And that's a big win in Seattle. And if I'm Seattle, I don't expect them to be overly concerned because, again, I don't expect their defense to be that bad again. Sam Darnold, again, you got to be looking at him going like, wow. They hung 35 on Tampa, and they looked pretty good on offense. Kenneth Walker ran the ball pretty solid. Jackson Smith and Jigba, Cooper Kupp, those receivers are big time. All right? That offensive line, they could be solid if they could just protect Darnold, and Sam's got to not make mistakes. I don't expect their defense to play that bad, but I think both teams, Tampa really more so with a lot of positives, but Seattle will be okay. I don't expect their defense to be that bad again. Commanders, Chargers, I'm going to briefly touch on this. Washington might have found potentially their running back. Krosky Merritt had some runs where I was like, damn, wow. He looked good. He looked really, really good. And that's against a good Chargers defense where they scored the last 27 points of the game. That's impressive. Jaden Daniels' first game back off injury, he did pretty solid. Managed the game, didn't turn it over. Good signs. Really good signs. Ease him back into the play. Make him comfortable to where you don't put him in harm's way. Only thing I'm going to say is Jaden Daniels, you got to learn to slide at some point, bro. Because that is going to get you hurt. Got to learn to slide. Washington's defense, huge stop on Herbert in the fourth quarter. That was basically the nail in the coffin. Chargers are banged up on offense. Hampton's now out 4 weeks. It's bad enough for me in fantasy as is because I have him in fantasy. Their offensive line, Slater was done for the year prior to the season. Now Joe Alt's banged up for a few weeks. They're in trouble. Their offensive line can't protect. And if you can't run the ball with those offensive line injuries now, those receivers, you're asking Herbert to do a lot, and he's done it before, but it has never translated into wins that you expect. And that's a concern for me for the Chargers. And this defense, to me, it's one thing Jackson Dart going off and that being an outlier. It's a bit of a concern when Jaden Daniels first came back at injury and he's letting Krosky Merritt torch you in the ground game. I'd be concerned about the Chargers defense right now as far as getting stops. And that's a bad, bad sign for the Chargers that they are struggling to stop the run, and that's bad. I mean, the Chargers have some serious issues that right now I'd be so concerned with. Okay? But that's to touch on those games. Now, I'm going to briefly go over Texas and Penn State real quick, both of their losses. Arch Manning might have too much expectations on him. There's too much pressure. He's not living up to the Manning name, which I think the media in general generated a lot of hype on him. For a guy who played really against cupcakes last year in a few games as backups. He has not played well. It looks like his mechanics look off. His decision-making, like he wants to run more, like instead of just standing in the pocket and making some throws, going through his reads. It feels like he's overwhelmed. And Sark is to blame for a lot of this stuff because Sark has not done him any favors. But Arch Manning looks very uncomfortable and very overwhelmed, and he's not living up to the hype. That defense, I don't know what the fuck happened. DJ Lightway looked awful before Saturday. And now, all of a sudden, he looked like the guy everybody saw in the late half of last year. What the fuck's up with that? I mean, wow. But Texas, I'll tell you right now, it's gut check time. It's time for you to look in the mirror, because if you can't beat Oklahoma without John Mateer, say goodbye to the playoff. I still think you're done. Because you got to go to Georgia, I think, and you're not beating Georgia. You're just not. A&M, they got a quarterback thing that, again, you might beat A&M on the late half of the year. You're not beating Georgia with how good Gunnar Stockton looks. All right? So, Texas, if you can't beat Oklahoma with John Mateer, say goodbye to the playoff. Say goodbye. All right? This is a bad loss, and Arch Manning, I don't know how he's going to fix the problems he's had through 5 games. And now that you're going into SEC play, it ain't helping much. But Sark, you are equally to blame as Arch Manning is. And I know people say players, play or whatever. Arch Manning looks very overwhelmed. He is not living up to the hype. He might be all right. He might be all right. And that's pretty bad considering the name of the Manning name and how well those guys are respected in our football royalty, but not a good sign for him. Now, for the Penn State Nittany Lions, James Franklin, you're never going to win. You're never going to win with him. He sucks. He's never going to be the guy that can elevate you from a good team to a great contending team. He will never do that. He can't beat the big boys of Ohio State, Michigan. He cannot beat Oregon too. And then you bounce with this game against the worst Power 4 team in college football. A team that, mind you, lost to New Mexico, UNLV, Utah spanked them. And you lost to UCLA? Wow. And I told you guys last week, I see a lot of Zach Wilson and Drew Aller. I never got the hype. I don't think Drew Aller is as good as people think he is. I even saw him 2 years ago and stuff, and I was like, no, I don't see it. I'm sorry. I never thought Drew Aller was good, and I don't know what that play call was on 4th and goal at the end of the game. That was stupid. That was stupid. But Penn State, you are done. You are not beating Ohio State. You are done. James Franklin, it might be time to go. And I'm serious. Texas and Penn State, you're done. Kick them to the curb. They're done. They're not making the playoff. And you know what? I think this is great for college football in a way. Because we're seeing a lot of these teams that, again, might not have the big NIL money actually look really good. Indiana is going to play Oregon. I'm going to see Mendoza against Dante Moore. And I watched Dante Moore a little bit, and Dante Moore looked good for Oregon. I want to see Indiana with Mendoza in Oregon. That's a big test for them. A&M, who has historically been underachieving, is top 6 in the country. You look at teams like Ole Miss. Ole Miss is top 5. That's pretty good. That's pretty good for Lane Kiffin and company. For a transfer quarterback, and again, they may not have the money, but this is great. Texas Tech got money, though. They look damn good on defense. They are a sneaky, quiet, contending team. All right? I just want to say, and I'm going to go through the rankings briefly, all these teams that don't have the NIL money of the, Texases and the Penn States, look at Georgia Tech is 13. I mean, I hope Georgia Tech wins the ACC. They're one of my fucking favorite little small school teams. Missouri's 14. Illinois 17. Virginia 19. Vanderbilt 20, who just lost to Bama. All these little small schools have a shot. I love it. I love it. Knock the big boys out. Oh, NIL money. We got it all. Yeah, you have 2 losses. You're not that good. Money don't buy all the time results. It's what you do with that money. LSU is 11. They spend a lot in the transfer portal. But anyway, guys, that is really all that I have for you on the analysis of Lounge Time today. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Make sure you guys hit that like button, that notification bell, hit that subscribe button. Lounge Time, we are going up from here. We're gonna get some guests. I'm talking to some of my friends, and everybody's favorite Lounge Time fan is making his return very, very soon. Should be here maybe within 2 weeks, so that'll save me a day of doing analysis. But we're only growing. It's only gonna get better from here. All right. Well, you can also follow us on Rumble. I'm gonna try something tomorrow to get that video up for you guys. I'm hoping that it'll be up for Tuesday morning, and then things should be good to go. Hopefully that way we can avoid the technical problems. And then at Lounge Time Pod on X, feel free to tweet at me. If you have a question on the show, I'd be more than happy to answer it. But guys, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. And I will see you guys on Thursday with the Week 6 picks for NFL and Week 7 for college football. We have a lot to get into, but you know what? Hope you guys enjoyed this episode. I'll see you guys on Thursday for the picks, guarantees, and Survivor. See you guys on Thursday.